Hello friends, and welcome back to Enterprise Architecture. Now, if you see all of these green sparkles going on around me here and hear that clicking, you know what has happened. Just after I finished recording our last episode, only by a few moments, our reactor melted down. So this entire area is now completely radioactive and poisoned. I've even had to turn on creative mode because I was dying so much. So unfortunately, we need to figure out a way to clean this up, or at least put on enough protective gear that we can ignore it while we get through the end of this pack. So with no further ado, let's dive right in. All right, so at the end of the last episode, we ended up doing a little bit of cheating, and we are actually going to do another little bit of cheating here by removing all of the radioactivity here, and then we can take our game mode back into survival. Oh, maybe we can't. I thought that was supposed to deal with all of our radiation, but apparently we still have a bunch. Let's change that back real quick here. All right, so we apparently had a meltdown here at the plant. So the first things first for us is to stay in creative mode here long enough to repair our reactor. And hopefully that will be enough that we can then fix this mess. So let's frame this back in and see if that doesn't remove some of the problem here. All right, 20 minutes later, and I have now cleared out everything in our original fission reactor and rebuilt it with just these solid casing sides. There's only one fuel rod in here, and I've dismantled our entire setup around the side because I couldn't figure out what was leaking our radiation here. If it was a pipe or something else, I was still seeing green dots everywhere. So this whole setup is now broken down and needs to be fixed. Let's go ahead and spend our time now diving into this last series of requirements. And I'm just going to be up front here. If any of this requires anything radioactive, I'm going to be cheating it in. Just like I did at the end of the last episode, I am not willing to go through that nonsense again and spend, 6 hours waiting. I apologize. I know that's anticlimactic, but we're just going to work through this the best we can. So I think most of these ingots we already have or can make. So let's just go ahead and start working our way through this. So lumium, enderium, copper, gold, netherite. Let's see what we can do here. So copper, just take one out, put it in, complete the quest. We're going to do gold. Good. We're going to do netherite. Just like that, and we're just going to work our way through all of these. I don't know if you all just want to see me necessarily clicking through all of these and getting them knocked off, but let me go ahead and clear out all the ones that are really easy that we already have access to in this list, and then I will meet back up with you momentarily when we get to ones that are actually difficult. So I've cleared out all of the basic ones here. Some of these are not in a logical order. I'm not sure why the order is what it is here, but let's double back here and make some of the ones that are apparently missing. We're going to start with cast iron. Cast iron is really, really easy for us. We just grab our regular iron out of there. We just need one actually, and we need some coal for this. So let's just grab, 2 pieces of coal. I think that should be more than enough. And then we're going to come back all the way over here to our blaze burner. We are going to throw our iron in this basin here. This one actually has a mechanical press on top that I've set up real quick. And then we are going to fire this up. There we go. And that will give us, with any luck here, oops, it looks like it dumped it out there, our cast iron ingot. So this is a useful crafting material. We can use this to make all sorts of decorative items. I almost wish we had done it earlier because I really like the look of cast iron, but honestly, I just kind of forgot it existed. So we're just going to dump that into our system and teach it and not worry about it anymore. So cast iron is done. Shadow steel is next up on our list here, and it doesn't really tell us the recipe for that. It says throw chromatic compound of the island and wait. So I think it means off the island. I'm assuming that that is a typo. That means we need to go back to chromatic compound, just like this. And this is not especially hard for us. We need a bunch of ingredients we already know how to make here. I think the only thing we're missing is powdered obsidian, which we of course can just get by throwing regular obsidian into a crushing wheel. So let's go over here to our crushing wheel, grab up some obsidian, and we'll just grab up a couple of pieces here, just like that, and we will dump this into the chest, just like that. And that should then crush, and through the magic of TV, we can see it just immediately went and became powdered obsidian. So that should be in our system now. So, whoops, that's the wrong grid. There we go. Powdered obsidian, there we go. We need that. We need some glowstone dust. Let's see here, glowstone. Actually, everything's in our system. Why don't we just click this? So, can we make it? Oh, right. We need to actually dump it in an induction smelter first. Okay, where's the induction smelter? It's one of these here. There we go. Induction smelter, old school. All right. Throw this together, and very quickly, that should make chromatic compound for us. And it looks like that chromatic compound also does not have an EMC value. So I think it's saying all we have to do is throw this away. Let's hope that's right. Otherwise, I've just wasted a whole lot of time. I'm not sure. Not sure. Oh, is that it? This looks like shadow steel. Okay, there we go. So somehow that did the thing that we wanted it to do. And now we have shadow steel. Again, no EMC value on that, so we are just gonna have to live with it. But it does complete the quest, which is what we care about. All right, great. So that's done. Hop graphite ingot, that should be easy. We might even have some lying around. Graphite. No, we don't. All right, so we've got our coke dust. We're gonna grab that. We put that into our squeezer here. And if I remember correctly, this turns it into hop graphite dust. Actually, it looks like we already had some left over here. And then that, as I remember correctly, just gets smelted in any of our smelters into our hop graphite ingot. So let's go ahead and head back here. We will use our redstone furnace for that. Let's see here, where's that redstone furnace? Great. That should smelt relatively quickly here, and I am impatient, so it'll go even faster if we do that. There we go. Hop graphite ingot. Dump that into our system, and we can call that done. Aluminum, we already have, I believe, somewhere in here. Aluminum. We have aluminum. Yeah, we can grab that. I think signalum is up very soon as well. So we will go ahead and grab that. So next up is going to be dragon steel. Dragon steel, we need dragon steel dust? No, that's not how we make this. I'm sure that this is an induction smelter recipe. Right. Oof. This involves things that we do not know how to make. So let's see here. All right. Echo shards. We need liquid hyper experience and amethyst shard. How do you get glow ink sac? How do we get that? Okay, so we haunt an ink sac and we get that from black dye. Woof. This is all right, y'all. This is annoying. How do we get? Oh, you know what? And the dragon egg is also annoying. Okay. We need to do a couple of things here. So, as I mentioned before, antimatter, I'm going to cheat in. I do not have the patience to rebuild all of that and wait. So, we are just going to assume that I had made that previously. So, let's go ahead and add our anti-protonic whatever majigga to the system here. Oh, and I'm missing antimatter pellets. Okay, well, again, as mentioned, we are going to be cheating in anything like that. Because again, we did have it all set up until we had our awful exposure to radiation. So we're gonna assume that we had that to start. We are great. I don't know what did that even. Where did that come from? Okay, whatever that was, we're gonna call it okay. So we're gonna hook this up to our system. Let's put it here. I think this is a good place for it. And this is going to need some power on it, like so. Great. And that will be what we are using to make our dragon egg. Now, we do need to find some regular eggs, which I believe we had when we still had chickens running around here. Let me see if I can find what container I put those in. Looks like we had them in our system there. So we have our egg. This gets an egg. And now all we need is that chemical tank full of antimatter. Again, I hate to do this, but I don't know of another way here. All right, so let's give ourselves one creative antimatter tank and then set our game mode back to survival. Again, it pains me to do this, but I just don't really have another way right now. We don't have enough time for that. we're going to tell this that it can output on all sides. And this, we are going to want to import gases on this side. And I think we are going to need to make some sort of I don't know why Swiftwolf's Rending Gale never works for me like that. We are going to need to put this down here temporarily and put down a gas pipe between the two. I think it does not want to connect. So let's go ahead and do that. And then we can manipulate this with our wrench. There we go. That should pull things out of here. Now it's full of antimatter. Great. Now, I believe all we have to do is go and grab our egg. I thought I had one here, but I don't know if I threw it accidentally. And throw that in here. And there we go. Now we have a dragon egg. That was not too bad. I will certainly live with that, at least versus the alternatives here. Let's see here. So that is the first ingredient. The rest of these ingredients are annoying. The Echo Shard is the one I'm looking the least forward to. So to get liquid experience, we need to get an item drain or use a disenchanter. I think the disenchanter is the way to go because we have a lot of these nuggets of experience. So let's add that to our list of things to make. I believe we still have some sandpaper left over somewhere in here. Maybe it's already in our system. Let's take a look real quick here. All right, so let's grab up our copper casing and we will use that to make a disenchanter. This is not the regular recipe that I am used to. This is, or maybe it is the regular recipe and I just haven't done it. This seems like a weird recipe, but there is our disenchanter. Now we are gonna need then a tank of some sort. Thankfully we have a lot of tank options here. Let's just go ahead and grab up our basic fluid tank for now. We will use that. Let's, where are we gonna put this thing at? I don't think we really have a preference. Maybe just right here in the middle of everything else that we've cleared out. We'll, yeah, we'll put it there. Put the tank here and we will add a fluid pipe like so. We can use that to then wrench our items out. Okay, or our fluids out, I should say. Let's go and grab a stack of our nuggets of experience and let's see how this does. Well, it does not seem to be working so well with taking these nuggets. I think maybe it has to be pushed in by a funnel, but it's taking my levels with no problem. So we'll just let it do that. And then we will eat more nuggets of experience, and that will give us buckets of experience. So now we need a glow ink sac. Do I have any ink sacs already in this system? This is a weird one. We do have ink sacs in this system. Okay, so let's take this over here to our haunting setup. Is this called haunting? I think this is called haunting. And we will go ahead and transform those real quick. There we go, those just popped out. So we have those glow ink sacs now. And is there anything else that we need to make the liquid hyper experience? Just lapis. Okay, oh, and this needs to be superheated with a blaze cake. Let's add that to our shopping list. So let's see here. We are gonna need some lapis out of our system here. Lapis, grab a stack of that. And we are then just gonna need to mix this all up, right? Yeah, okay, so let's make the blaze cake and then we can mix this all up. So, blaze cakes. It's been a second since I've made a blaze cake. Let's see here. This is made by spouting lava onto a blaze cake base, or we can just use the fluid encapsulator. That's a lot easier, I think. So, egg, sugar, cinder flour. Cinder flour is made with netherrack in a crusher. So, let's see here. Do we have netherrack? We do have netherrack. Let's grab 2 of those real quick. And again, we're going to come all the way back over here to our crusher, throw that in. There we go. That should be making our cinder flour momentarily here. All right, there are our 3 ingredients here. Let's go ahead and grab these up and throw them into our system here. There we go, compacted. That should have spat out here, and we now have our blaze cake base. All we need now is to grab ourselves some lava. Let's go ahead and grab up a tank of lava and find our fluid encapsulator wherever we put that. It is missing, so let's make a new fluid encapsulator real quick. It is the fluid encapsulator, right? Yeah, okay, no problem. We can make one of those, no problem. We have all of the ingredients for that. We just need to find a spot for it. So let's add our lava to that. And then we should just be able to throw that on there. One blaze cake. Wonderful. All right, let's gather up our ingredients here. First things first, we need to break all of this back down because we do not want the water in there, and I don't have a bucket that will let me pull it out. Well, hello, friend. I'm actually making cakes right now, and then other ingredients. So you might wanna step back. This is a little dangerous here. Let's go ahead and put in our glowing ink sac, our lapis, and our liquid experience here. And now we should be able to fire this guy up. And that will indeed make liquid hyper experience. I need to dump back out this. There we go, liquid experience in there. And then I should be able to grab up that. Can I not grab this up? Oh, maybe it's because I need more of these. There we go. Yeah, let's just keep that up for a second until we get this all nice and full here. There we go, and it looks like we're going to run out of ink sacs momentarily, so I do need to go blaze up a bunch more ink sacs, or haunt up a bunch more ink sacs. Alright, I'm going to try this again with a slightly more sophisticated setup here. I've got my fluid tank of liquid experience into here, and I have more than enough items this time, so let's go ahead and mix all of this down, and hopefully we'll get the full 10 buckets here, or excuse me, full 1 bucket of liquid hyper experience once this all finishes cooking down. So slowly but surely that's going on. Looks like we've got this for another 2 minutes or so. Hopefully that'll be enough time to get through this whole thing. So be back in a second. All right, and there we go. We have a full bucket of liquid hyper experience. Now with that, we should be able to spout this onto an amethyst shard. So let's go ahead and throw down a depot somewhere. Let's do like, I don't know, it doesn't really matter at this point. Everything has gotten so convoluted. Let's put it there. Let's go ahead and actually we're going to empty this bucket back here because we are going to put our spout down directly on top of that. And now we are going to run our pipes up and over to this. It's a little bit convoluted. I could have done this more efficiently, but this should work absolutely fine. That's going to fill our spout. And now our echo shard, we just need a single amethyst shard. I think I put amethyst in here. Amethyst. Yeah, I did. Okay, great. And now we should just be able to throw that there. And voila, we have an echo shard. So, echo shard, dragon egg. What is last on that list for our dragon steel? We just need twinite. And I believe we had already made some a while back and put that into our storage here. So let's grab our twinite out. We did. All right, and all of that then goes into our induction smelter. And at long last, we will then have dragon steel. Okay, you think that would have gotten more acclaim than the others, but it did not. Well, easy enough. So next up, we need our stellarium. If things will stop moving around on us, there we go. There's our stellarium. That's that quest done. What else is next here? So Gaia steel, we have that laying around. All right, so let's get this done real quick. We'll do this, we'll do this, we'll do this. That should start the magic happening. And very quickly, I think, we will end up with this new agglomeration plate. Or excuse me, this Gaia steel. There we go. There's the Gaia steel ingot. Wonderful. And now let's go ahead and drop this off into our system as well for safekeeping. Great. All right, so now questline, again, we're doubling back now to Prismalium. Prismalium. Was that Prismalium? Yeah, that's Prismalium. Okay, great. I know that we had that around here. We do. Prismalium. There we go. Got that done and back into our system. Melodium we also have in here, I'm sure of. Melodium. There we go. There's that one. Signalum, I definitely know we have. I've seen that here lately. There we go. Signalum done. And uranium, I know we have that. See, all these things are relatively easy. It's just some of these other ones just aren't in order, and I don't know why. All right, back to a hard one. Soul Infused. I don't think we've made this before. What is necessary for a Soul Infused dust? Sturdy sheet, soul sand dust, and invar. Okay. Let's see how we make those. Sturdy sheet is what? Oof. Okay, that's It's not a problem, it's just annoying. We need that powdered obsidian, and then we need to press it twice. Okay, let's see if we can't figure out how we're gonna do that. So first up, let's grab our powdered obsidian up. Here we go, powdered obsidian. And I know we have some lava. Is there no other way to make that? Yeah, no fluid encapsulators for us this time. No problem. Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do here. We are going to we're going to mix this up a little bit. We'll grab that there, grab this here. We will pull this off here. Sorry, put that one back. And now we're going to wrench this extra super fluid back into there. Perfect. And that'll work. And now we should be able to go and grab our lava tank and use this instead here. Let's put this down, and then we will pull some lava out and into this. Let's see here, where'd the wrench go? Still in my hand, I think. Okay, there we go. So this is gonna fill with lava. Let's throw, whoop, no, come on. Powdered obsidian, whoa, I don't even know my own strength. Okay, powdered obsidian goes there. All right, there's the unprocessed obsidian sheet, and now we should just have to press this. 1, 2, 1 sturdy sheet. And that has EMC value, friends. So you know what that means. Yeah, we can permanently teach it. There we go. Okay, so we've got our sturdy sheet. That's easy. Soul sand dust. Oh, it looks like we just need to pulverize soul sand, right? That makes a lot of sense. I'm glad it's a sane recipe. Soul sand. Got it in here. Let's go to our pulverizer. One of these is a pulverizer. Let's see. Yep, there we go. Pulverizer. Great. Throw this in here and soul sand should come out. Yes, it does. Okay. And then the last ingredient was something that I just forgot. Invar, right? We have Invar around. So let's grab Invar. Invar. Perfect. There is our Invar. And all of this, again, back into the induction smelter. Very quickly going through here and getting our soul infused ingot. Do we even use this for anything in this pack? Is there anything you can make out of this? Soul glass, soul gear. Okay, not anything very, very useful here yet, but I'm sure we'll figure something out. Oh, that's why. Ultimate ingots. Okay, no biggie, no biggie. Let's see here. And then the last one we need here is platinum. So let's grab a platinum. I know I have platinum. I am positive of this. We've already used platinum. There we, no, that's steel. Hold on. Platinum. There we go. All right, so now we just have to make this ultimate ingot. And for that, as you all just saw from that recipe, we are going to take all of these 20-some odd ingots and turn that into the ultimate ingot. And we have to make this weird pattern with 26 mechanical crafters. Now, I don't remember how many mechanical crafters we had last here. Let's take a look. A very large number. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to break all of this down, just like so, and reproduce that pattern real quick. So, back in a flash. All right, I believe I have all of this set up. If I do have this set up correctly, the refined obsidian should set this off, and this should then turn into our ultimate ingot here. And it did. Okay, that took a couple of tries to get it right, but now we have our ultimate ingot, and that completes that quest. Feeling good about this. Now, we have a few other things that we are going to need to do. Oh, I forgot that this pack has blue meth in it. This is going to be a whole shebang. Let's see if we can't get to the vibration mechanism, and we will call this a day. Okay, so refined Radiance is going to be next here. Throw chromatic compound into a beacon ray. Well, we have a beacon over there, so we should just be able to assemble our chromatic compound. All right, so there is our chromatic compound. Let's fly over to our beacon real quick here and see if this works. Should just be able to throw it right at this, and we should be okay. Let's see here. There, that's where did you go? Where did you? Oh, there it is, floating in space. Okay, great. Now we have our refined Radiance Final star. Okay, great. So how do we make a final star? Final star. Okay, let's see here. I think this is just an extremely high EMC value and another dragon egg. Okay, easy enough. Let's see if we can't get that knocked together real fast here. All right, made ourselves another dragon egg real fast here. And now let's see here. We need final power flowers. That should be easy enough, and we need 8 of them. So final power flower. We had taught this to our system, and we've been just cranking EMC ever since. So this shouldn't even put a dent in our total value. Yeah, you can see here, this is barely going down. Okay, so there's the 8 of those. So we should be able to make a final star with that with no problem. Oh, and yeah, looks like we didn't even need to pull those out. We could have just made it in our crafting grid. All right, wonderful. Final star is done. You know, I guess we could teach this to our system, right? Yeah, we can. 1 final star. Okay. And then we need the incomplete vibration mechanism. Okay, incomplete vibration mechanism. What is needed for this? This is a incomplete precision mechanism and an antimatter pellet. Okay, and the incomplete precision mechanism. But you know what I bet this is? This looks to be like a mechanism that's only gone through our system once, right? So over here we have this for building incomplete mechanisms. And I think all we have to do here is maybe disconnect this ejector. Just like, can I not pick that up? That's all right. I can just break it. All right. So I've got that, and then I think this just needs a brass plate, if I remember. Brass plate. Oh, we only have brass ingots. Let's go ahead and put a brass plate on our smooshing machine. Great, and I think if we start this in the process, this should start working. So let's throw a brass sheet in here. Oh, are we out of steel dust and iron gears? Okay, I think this is steel dust. Easy enough. Let's go get ourselves some of that. Of these, I don't have iron gears in here, so I'll just take bronze gears. Feels like an absolute waste to do it this way, but whatever. We've got more than enough. We are going to put this in here. Oh, it's not going to let us, is it? Okay, well, that's fine. We can put that there, and we can put this here. And now we just need a key to unlock this real quick, don't we? Yeah. So let's unlock this, and we'll fill these up with our alternative ingredients here. There we go, and that should be an incomplete mechanism. Yeah, that's the incomplete mechanism, all right. And now we just need that along with an antimatter pellet. So we're gonna go back over here. And was that in the combiner? Did anybody see real quick what that was? That was the combiner. Okay, great. Where did we put compressing, injecting, purifying? Somewhere in here we have the combiner. Ah, there we go. All right, let's put this in here. This goes here, actually. This should be in the combiner. Oh, no, that's right. It goes in there. And now we just need our antimatter. And again, we are going to cheat here. We are going to give ourselves one of these antimatter pellets, and we will put that in the combining factory. Great. Incomplete vibration mechanism. That's done. So that's everything except for the vibration mechanism. So how do we actually make a vibration mechanism? Vibration. So we just deploy these. Okay, this is really easy. I'm not even going to set up automation for this. I'm just going to do it by hand. So let's go back over here to our deployer and throw down our vibration mechanism. Then the first thing it gets is a final star. Let's put this into our deployer hand. 1. The next thing it gets is an ultimate ingot. So that's going to be 2. And then I think the last thing it gets is our refined radiance. 3. And then all we do is we take that and we put it down here for a smoosh. And voila, we have our vibration mechanism. Very, very nice. So, as I mentioned before, we still have a long way to go here. And the main thing is it looks like we need to make a vibration mechanism for every single one of our final ingredients here. So I've now just stepped away and made more vibration mechanisms. That was a lot of work to get there, to get all of those ultimate ingots, and it was a real pain, I have to admit. Doing it 6 more times based on what we already saw, not very much fun. So now that we have all of those, let's make the basic items that we need, and then we can deploy the vibration mechanisms into them to make our creative / everlasting / whatever they call them versions of all of these ingredients. So first we have a mana pool, that's the first one. The second one is a motor, so we've already got a motor made. We had that from way back in like the 3rd episode or something. So creative motor is done. We're going to want the creative compressor, so let's make one of those. It's a regular air compressor. The tome of knowledge, we need to make a knowledge sharing book, and thankfully we had already taught all of that to our recipes, so we're good there. We have a creative fluid tank. That's easy because that's just a basic fluid tank. That's a simple one. Creative accumulator, for that we are going to need an HV accumulator, and we need 2 things for that. We need a bucket of redstone acid, which I think we can just make. There we go, that's nice. That makes it a lot easier than I would have hoped for. We also need an aluminum plate, and again, we can just make one of those with a hammer, so that works real well for us. And then with all of those bits, we have our immersive HV accumulator. Wonderful. We need a creative vending upgrade, so for that we are gonna need a upgrade template, and I think we just need one of those, and we already had a bunch in here, so I don't know why I just made that, but whatever. And then let's see here, what are we missing? Tome of Knowledge, I think that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Perfect. All right, and I think all of these are made with a deployer. None of these are infusing or mixing or anything funny. No, they're not. Okay, great. So let's go ahead and go to our deployer here, and we'll get these crafted up. So there you go. There's my deployer. Let's grab, first up, the mana pool. Perfect. Then our motor. Wonderful. Air compressor. Going great. Knowledge sharing book. Wonderful. We got 2 of those somehow. I'm not going to worry about that. Fluid tank. Great. HV accumulator. Excellent. And last but absolutely not least, our upgrade template. Perfect. And there we go. We have now all of those items, all of those quests are now complete. Okay. Oh, and it looks like we get some extra bonuses for some of these. Get some energy cells. Oh, these are wonderful. This is what, unlimited energy now? This is an unlimited creative crate. We have all sorts of amazing goodness now. That is wonderful. All right, so that takes care of just about everything except for this last quest line. But that quest line is going to have to wait for the next episode. That about brings us to the end of this episode of Enterprise Architecture. If you like what I'm doing here on the channel, folks, please do consider clicking that like button here. It helps me to get bumped up in the algorithm, and we know that the algorithm rules everything around us these days, so I certainly appreciate that. Also, leaving a comment is also super helpful, both in terms of engagement stats, but moreover because you probably noticed something that I did wrong in this episode, and you could tell me a better way of going about things, and I do appreciate those comments telling me how to be a better mind crafter. Love to hear it. And of course, if you haven't already considered subscribing to the channel, please take a second and do that. Love to see friends coming back for our content, which we put out very, very regularly. So I love to have more folks learning about it. So thanks again for watching Enterprise Architecture, and we'll see you back here next time. Bye, friends.